Swadee Krap and welcome to Phuket Extra. We'll have more of the celebrations for Chinese New Year at Central Festival at the end of the program today. Record numbers of Chinese tourists are flocking to Phuket this month to join Chinese New Year celebrations. Just this morning at 5 a.m, we were sent photos at airport immigration with hundreds of people waiting in all lines, with reports that it took up to 3 hours to be processed. An extra 29 charter flights from China to Phuket were slotted between January 25 and February 26 by China Eastern Airlines, China Southern Airlines and Shanghai Airlines. We're all hoping the new terminal might ease congestion when it starts to accept passengers from next week. In what seems to be somewhat of an epidemic of Chinese tourist drownings, there's been yet another drowning yesterday during a day trip to Koh Ratcha. JP Mustanza takes up the story.
Like many who arrive in Phuket, Ju Zikao hoped for an amazing vacation, but it all came to an end during a day trip to Ratcha Island yesterday when he was found face down unconscious in the water. The 24-year-old became the 5th Chinese tourist to die off of Phuket's waters, the Andaman Sea, in the last month. It seems like a weekly occurrence. A speedboat arrives in one of the island's piers with the body of a tourist from China. On January 13, a 50-year-old man drowned while snorkeling near the Similan Islands. Just 2 weeks later, on January 29, a 27-year-old Chinese woman was found unconscious at Ao Koh Hong. Then, on February 2, a 50-year-old woman was pulled unconscious from Batok Bay. And just on Monday, a 64-year-old Chinese woman died and her husband in critical condition when their longtail boat capsized because of strong waves off Koh Phi Phi. Tourism officials have investigated certain tour companies for negligence, though it remains to be seen whether action will be taken to avoid any more needless deaths. JP Mustanza reporting for Phuket Extra.
A storm surge in Nakhon Tamarat on the Gulf of Thailand has swept 10 vacant homes into the sea and also caused many local schools to temporarily close. Locals say a combination of high winds and peak tides caused the biggest tide surge in 50 years, flooding residential homes, farmland and fish ponds. 3 kilometres of coastal road were cut with floodwaters. And we'll have a lot more from Phuket Extra right after this.
Thailand's premier SSI Diamond Dive Centre. Visit us in Geelong or on c-bees.com. Seabees Diving. Adventure in good hands.
Welcome back to Phuket Extra. Phuket provincial officials are going to splurge more than 42 million baht on projects to improve the aesthetics of Phuket's Victory Park near Ban Reang in Tepkasatri, which commemorates the island's victory over Burmese marauders in 1785. At the moment, there's only a plinth and 9 bronze statues of the Phuket heroines, Sisters Tao Kepkasatri and Tao Sisuntorn, and 7 fellow defenders. The money will be spent on landscaping, exercise zones and a toilet block. Former Thai PM and fugitive Thaksin Shinawatra has told Thai party politicians to be ready for a general election, which he says he's expecting soon. The heads up to party faithful came during a video call on Sunday. Thaksin also branded the draft constitution as shoddy and claimed it would cause the country to become backward, like Myanmar and North Korea. Thaksin remains in exile with a number of corruption convictions hanging over his head if he returns. And the man who shot dead his 4 young children at their home in Trang yesterday turned the gun on himself after a 9-hour siege with police. He died on his way to hospital. The end to the siege came when 20 commandos from Provincial Police Region 1 surrounded and approached his house. Police say a preliminary investigation concludes the 40-year-old man killed his children, aged 3, 7, 12 and 14, out of stress over separating from his wife. Oh dear. Well, that's all for Phuket Extra today. You can always catch up with the latest news at thephuket.news.com and at the Facebook page, The Phuket News. Thanks for clicking the button. Let's do it all again tomorrow.
When in Patong, make sure you get On Top, Phuket's new world-class day-to-night entertainment experience. Check us out at Facebook, On Top Phuket. When will we see you on top?